Hello and welcome to the CPCW monthly update for pharmacy contractors and their teams covering September 2022. These updates go out on YouTube but also on all the major podcast platforms, so hopefully the whole team can access. So we would encourage you to share the links with your team, share the content with your team and let them know how they can access that in the way that's convenient to themselves. We've got a few topics to go through with you today. First of all, the bank holiday covering the very sad news around the Queen's funeral. We are working through with NHS England just the stuff around that, and there's a letter gone out which we've sent to all contractors, so please check your NHS shared mailbox. Basically, the be all and end all are rotas. It's too late to direct pharmacies to open. You need to give 90 days notice. However, if pharmacies are intending to open or wanting to open, if directed to, please volunteer via the england.cm pharmacy at NHSnet mailbox. And what they will do is they will look relatively rapidly at what the provision's like in your area, and they will go ahead and voluntarily direct you so you can claim a payment for opening. Put as much detail in that as possible, so if you're only willing to open on certain hours of the day, or you will only be able to staff for certain hours a day for whatever reason, put all that information in there. I'm sure there will be opportunities to take advantage of that opportunities if you wish to do so. Next topic, I was hoping this month to be able to brief on what our support's going to be for the Year 4 agreement of a contractual framework. We still have no news on that from the department and PSNC, and the negotiations around it, we believe, I think we were concluded but not signed off, and then everything happened with Parliament and the pause while we had a new Prime Minister elected. So we're waiting to see what's going to be in Year 4. As an LPC, we're really eager so we can put our support provision around it appropriately for you. But we haven't had that news yet, so we're eagerly awaiting it, and we will hopefully signpost you to that as soon as it's available. On the topic of training and support, we are starting to plan as a group of LPCs in the region for what training events you may want. So if there's anything in particular you'd like your team development to cover that we can help with, please let us know. Just to give you an idea, we're currently looking at planning an event around the discharge medicine service and an event around the maximisation of new medicine service, possibly for early 2023. All of that will have to be signed off by committees and so on, but that's certainly what we're looking and seeing the need that we've been fed back so far. If there's any other ideas, we'd gladly appreciate them. So either email in through support@cpcw.org.uk, or if you're watching on either YouTube or SoundCloud, comment underneath and we'll pick it up from there as well. Next thing I wanted to talk to you around, there's been some publication of some discount scale changes. There is indeed actually a handy calculator that's come out, I think, this morning on the PSNC website to see how you'll be affected by those changes. One thing I did want to say, it's part of a wider measure of things that's happening, which includes pricing within the tariff for things like proprietary medicines available readily as generics. So that would include the so-called branded generics, and they're all aimed at smoothing out the delivery of margin across contractors, so that there's less winners and losers depending on the prescribing mix in an area. So I think that's going to go right through the transitional period over the next 18 months or so. But please have a look at that, see how you're affected, and if there's any questions or anything we can help with, please get in contact. The next item, it has hit on newsletters a couple of times, so hopefully most contractors will have picked up on it. But just in case, there's some changes that happened back in October of last year around NMS and transitional payments. Basically, from October 2021, the pharmacy contractors' transitional payments were split into two parts. So one was based around dispensing volume, which then operates on a scale as long as you hit 101 items in the month. And then the second, as long as you still hit that 101 items in the month, is based on service delivery. And the measures that they look at is pharmacies must have claimed for at least one new medicine service provision in the previous month, and they must have been registered to provide the community pharmacy consultation service in MYS for at least half of the days of the previous month. The NMS one in particular has tripped up a few people, particularly as people were looking to see what services they had to keep going when they were really struggling for workforce. So please make sure everyone in your team is aware, and please don't fall foul of losing potentially the service delivery element of the transitional payments, because it is, of course, crucial funding, and we want you to benefit from that. The next one is around some news on flu vaccines. They're either arriving now or starting to arrive for some people. And just an annual plea, just please make sure you're using the right vaccines for the right people. There are various guides available. If you're an MPA member, their flowchart is excellent. I've had sight of that. It is available to members only on the login portal for the MPA, or actually the government publication does cover it on which flu vaccines are remunerated for which groups of people. It's a bit more complex to unpick. Simply put, and we'll be putting something in the newsletter around this week, if it's for people who are 65 or older, the first line vaccine should either be the adjuvanted quad injection or the recombinant, so the AQuiv or the QuivR. And the second line only where either the AQuiv or the QuivR isn't available locally, so it's not just that pharmacy doesn't have it, it's the GPs and the pharmacies surrounding. There's not availability for that patient. Second line should be the QuivC in that group. What's really important is in the 65 or older population, the egg-based, the QuivE, does not appear anywhere in the group, and it should not be used clinically. The next group is anyone who's between 18 and 65, but crucially in an at-risk group. Those people should be offered QuivC or QuivR, first line. And then the QuivE comes in with that group, but only, again, similar, only when the QuivC and the QuivR aren't readily available to patients. And then the last group is people who are aged 50 to 65, so that additional cohort that comes in later in October. They're the people where the first line should be the QuivE, and you should only use either QuivC or QuivR in that group where it wouldn't be a diversion from the at-risk groups. So people who are at greater risk, through various health metrics, they're the people that you should be prioritising the QuivC and the QuivR for. And then the last item today is notice for Wirral contractors. Contractors in some parts of the Wirral have had the opportunity of taking part in the contraception management service, the oral contraception management service. And just some news that's then been extended up until March of 2023. And actually we've also had Tier 2 provision possible once enough provisions of Tier 1 has taken place. Just a reminder, this is a national pilot, so it's to shape what a potential future national service looks like, and I just really want to thank you all who are taking part. We've had some stunning delivery in our area, indeed in many places top in the country in terms of number of provisions. And if there's any queries at all, Sarah and our team's doing a really good job of implementing and managing this and liaising with our stakeholders. So any queries, please contact Sarah. Our contact details are on the website if you need any support with it. That's it for next time. If there's anything in particular you would like us to cover next time round, please let us know. Otherwise, we shall see you in October. Thank you.